Welcome back to the Dallas Bankers Club. Today I have with me Jeff Crilley with Real News PR. Jeff, welcome to the show.
I'm thrilled to be here. It's a great
I'm
show.
really glad to have you here.
Absolutely.
So, well, tell me a little bit about Real News PR.
So started in my home in 2008, and now I wake up and we've got 20 employees and something like 100 clients, smallest being an author at home, largest being Walmart. So,
wow.
Yeah, and the coolest thing is we built these studios, and this division has taken off. One year ago we were doing 2 shows, and we're now doing 64 shows, including this one. No, over a course of a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's
all at this location?
All at this location. And sometimes I'll come to work and there'll be all 3 studios are working at the same time. And
right.
it really feels like I've created a television network.
Right.
It's exciting.
So, longtime news guy.
Yep.
Turned entrepreneur. Tell me about that transition.
It was scary. You know, you're used to getting a check every 2 weeks. You do that for 25 years, and then suddenly you're like, okay, the only checks I'm going to get are the ones that I generate myself. That was really scary. But I did it, and I knew once I jumped in the pool, I'd be an Olympic swimmer. But
Sure.
I stood on the edge of the pool for a little while before I dove in.
Right. A little stressful.
Little stressful, but best decision I ever made. And I get to work with my kids. My daughter is my vice president,
Awesome.
and my son is kind of head of IT and graphics and social media.
So you anticipate kind of stepping back a little bit and letting them kind of run the show, or are you always going to be the face of Real News PR?
I think at some point I go emeritus, and I've done little steps in that direction. I'm part of a group called EO, and we have this
What is that?
Entrepreneurs Organization.
Okay.
And so we'll take some exotic trips. So last year we went to Hungary for a week, and I said, Sarah, you're in charge. Call me if the place is burning down, but otherwise I want you to just do what you think is best.
Right.
And didn't get a single phone call the whole week, and I felt like, wow, this is cool.
Good.
I think you know, Sarah and the team can run this company.
Good. Well, you know, there's a lot of books out there on the entrepreneur that starts a company and becomes basically everything to the company.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's called the E-Myth. It's an
Right.
old book.
Yes.
And I tell all my CEOs and founders and business owners that if you've not read that book, it's not a hard read, but it kind of describes letting go,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
At some point you have to. And you have to trust the people that you hired, whether
Yes.
it's a family member or somebody from the outside, because you're the owner, the CFO, the controller, the treasurer, clean up at night, lock the doors, make sure everything is good.
Yes.
So if you haven't read it, please do.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
you've built a great organization, and I'm really blessed to have met you through a
Thank
third
you.
party,
Thank you.
Bill Wallace at Success North Dallas. You were a guest at the Dallas Bankers Club recently. What did you think?
The energy was great. The quality of people you've pulled together, I was just amazed at the names of the banks that were represented.
Right.
And that was your brainchild. And I know I'm the guest on your show, but can I ask you a question?
Sure.
How did this idea come about?
A light switch just went off one evening, and some friends of mine and I would, in the banking business, would get together and have a happy hour and talk business, but more just have fellowship, just talk about life and how's the family. And but one evening I just decided that, you know, why not share this experience with others, because I always left the happy hour or event or whatever in a good mood.
Yes.
And I wanted to share that. And
Yes.
so I did. I sent out a lot of invites to bankers that I know or friends. And the other thing is within our industry, unfortunately or fortunately, we leave to go to new banks and we lose touch with each other, even though we've worked with that person for years. And, you know, when you go to work every day and you interact with somebody,
Yes.
you build those relationships, you get to know who their kids are, their husbands, and hear what's going on at home, whether good or bad. And then when you leave, that ends.
Yes.
And that relationship ends for the most part. But you were good friends. So I wanted to reconnect with these people on more of a personal level, but also on a professional level, because over the years, when I do run into somebody by chance, they say, well, what bank are you at now? Well, this is just that way of staying connected.
I love it.
And so I was surprised at the response, right? There's that old adage where you never know who your friends are until you need somebody.
Yes.
Well, in this case, I didn't really need them, but I did need to connect.
Yes.
And I was happy to see that they needed to connect too. So we were able to start this happy hour. And the first one, we had about 40, 45 bankers. But we had like 80 acceptances. And life gets in the way, you know, they start from 3:30 to around 7 o'clock, and some people just can't make it. We're all doing stuff. This last one, we had about 50 bankers that you were part of. But I anticipate that the next one that we'll hold here, hopefully, at the Real News headquarters, we'll probably have anywhere between 80 and 100, I'm hoping.
I would love it.
You know,
I would love it.
The concept is, you know, I want to open it up eventually to a lot of people. But for now, it's very senior vice president on up to bank executives. And just kind of talking banker talk and reconnecting and having fun. And there's some non-bankers there like yourself and Bill Wallace from last time. But isn't it interesting that one of my bankers from Chicago comes down here and knows your daughter?
Yes.
And not knows your daughter, but knows your daughter's future husband, and it's his best friend. He doesn't even know anybody in the room. It's a small world.
It really is. It really is. And that's the magic of what you've put together. And now, do you have bigger plans? You see this going nationally?
I do. You know, it's kind of like you see bigger things for your company, and it can go anywhere, right?
Yes.
This, I think, can go in a lot of directions, but the way I see this is building out another bankers club in some of the larger MSAs in Texas.
Yes.
So Houston, I think, would be a great opportunity to open up a bankers club. So the Houston Bankers Club, the Austin Bankers Club, San Antonio, et cetera.
Yes.
And because I know a lot of bankers in each one of those markets,
yes,
right? But I don't know all of them. So it's an opportunity not only to build the brand for the Dallas Bankers Club, but also to build the brand for my institution and myself, and just kind of get together with these guys. You know, I was having an interesting conversation that we all had a lot of fun at this last Dallas Bankers Club. A lot of gifts were given or prizes, but the economy is doing so well that bankers are happy, right?
Yes.
So they're willing to come to happy hours, and we're all sharing and having a good old time like the roaring 20s, right?
Right.
Well, we almost are in the 20s. Like 2020, we can now be in the 20s again. But if times were tough, I don't know how successful the Dallas Bankers Club would be. So we're in a very good time right now.
Yes.
I'm blessed to be in Dallas because this is a hot market for commercial banking. I've been here almost 16 years. I always thought somebody was going to let the air out of this bubble. It still keeps going.
Wow.
It keeps surprising me.
Isn't it amazing?
It is amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about not only starting this new chapter in my life with the Dallas Bankers Club, but also with my new bank, the Associated Bank. You know, we're new to Texas, so we're trying to let everybody know who we are. And this is a good venue for that, and you've been very helpful in helping us out. So I want to thank you for your time and your huge resources that you have.
Thank you. And thanks for
being on the show.
I appreciate you.
Well, that's the end of our first segment of the Dallas Bankers Club. Look on our website for upcoming events. Our next one, I hope to be the end of June here at Real News PR. And for more information about how to be involved with the Dallas Bankers Club, reach me at Dean@the Dallas Bankers Club. Go to my LinkedIn webpage at Dean Rosencrantz, and you can get a hold of me there as well. So I look forward to seeing you all, and have a great night.